All right, everybody, welcome to our pregame show. I promise we won't keep you long. You guys can get back to your TV sets and you guys
Well,
can watch the upset that might be happening with Iowa State.
yeah, they just had a touchdown called back.
Iowa State did?
Yeah, Iowa State
Okay.
did.
Yeah, that's why they're so backed up so far. um, yeah, quite interesting. But I think the refs kind of screwed over Arkansas State before that, or Arkansas State would be in the lead right now.
I mean,
Okay.
it's been an interesting game. But remember, this is at Arkansas State. Oh my goodness, Georgia just made a huge play. Uh, this is at Arkansas State after a huge win over Iowa, right?
Right.
They're
Right.
just. I mean, this is just kind of like they're like hung over. So
Yeah.
this is a real trap game, right? Where emotions aren't as high as they should be because they probably went into Arkansas State thinking we're going to destroy them. Well, it turns out
Touchdown, Iowa State.
they did get it. Okay,
Yeah, they got it.
I was going to say you're going to have people watching us that are still watching the games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think the big thing is that they're leaving Iowa State Arkansas State a little over 8 minutes to go go back, but they're going to have to get a 2-point conversion because you you don't want to risk not getting the ball back.
Yeah,
Okay.
They're struggling with Arkansas State's offense. They're struggling with the running quarterback. It kind of explains why Gronowski had, he had some good runs and stuff.
Yeah.
They
What
really
they say
struggle
he
with the
ran
running
like
quarterback.
16 times or something like that. Ungodly amount.
Are you talking about Gronowski?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he ran a lot. I don't remember the exact number, but yeah, he ran a lot.
Yeah, he said he didn't know that was going to be that much, but it just happened, and
Yeah, it wasn't part of the game plan, apparently. But I don't understand. There's a lot of things about that game I don't understand, but I would love to watch game film with Lester and the quarterbacks. I want to know what they see, what the heck. Because there was a couple plays, we were going to do that show.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple plays, and I did download the videos and stuff. So I'm going to do a small thing, I'm going to comment on the video, share it instead of doing a whole video,
Yeah.
So I do
think
those
people.
plays.
I think people want to see that. People want to see that and hear that.
Yeah, people have told me that.
Yeah.
That they do
Amateurs.
want to see it. Yeah, you're right.
Amateurs like me, we need it to be explained to us what exactly happened on a certain play, or what's going to happen, and what we're going to do.
Well, and it's been the thing, and this is a huge deal for me, is what I want to see tonight is if the first read's not there, I want to see Granada, because he did it at South Coast State. No quarterback since Stanley has looked across the field. Stanley used to do it. No quarterback since that. And I don't remember, maybe Petrus did it in 2020. But I feel like losing Ken O'Keefe as a quarterback coach, I mean, I didn't think it was that big of a deal in the beginning, but I'm starting to think, yeah, Ken O'Keefe really didn't care about mechanics. He wasn't going to teach mechanics. He wanted you to be, however you throw the ball, that's how you throw the ball. But he could teach you how to read a defense. He could teach you how to read keys and stuff. Like if the safety's coming down and the one safety's staying back, I mean, they could be in cover 3 instead of cover 2. Just depends on what look they give you. We were just much better with Ken O'Keefe as our quarterbacks coach.
I absolutely agree. Our quarterback demise started right after he left, but we gave Brian the keys to the offense and the quarterbacks, none of which he knew what to do. And, I'm
going to disagree with
that.
the offense. But the quarterback, yeah, but I'm going to disagree with the offensive part.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
But because I wish we had his offense now. Throwing the football, we did well throwing the football at times. We had wide open receivers a lot with his offense, right? But our quarterbacks couldn't get him the ball. Even with Stanley, we had wide open receivers. Think about how many yards he could have had if he didn't miss the wide open receivers, right? even in their last game in the bowl game, he threw just a drag route to ISM, and even he went, look, it's all me, because Stanley threw it way out in front of him. And he was like, he even stopped on their last game together and pointed. So, I mean, there was so much Stanley left with Brian's offense. But
Right.
this offense it's weird. I'm hoping even the second half of the Iowa State game was weird. It's like nothing changed from the first half, really.
Right. It was just like I said. I mean, not that I want people to understand that I've never said that Kirk Ferentz was actually calling the plays, but I do think that he kind of like controlled what was going to be called and when. And to hear him say that
with Lester,
yeah, I think he put a pliers around him and just kind of like said, hey, don't pass the ball, run it when you can all the time. And of course the run game, Iowa State was smart enough to figure out how to stop the run game after we had it working so well.
I mean, that's the thing is they were passing and not running the ball. That's where, I mean, I don't agree with what your take was, because they legit would pound the ball and it was working, but then they would throw passes, and all their passes were short. So to me, I don't know how many times, and Gronowski took off on a couple pass plays called, but yeah,
oh my God.
That was all Lester. That was all Lester.
Yeah. I do not know if that's an interception or not. He had control of the ball and it came down to the ground and lost it. Iowa State guy did, but I think it's an interception. So I think they just lost their chance to upset Iowa State.
Thank God. God,
he went deep. He went deep on that one. He just threw it deep.
Until Iowa loses one more for their strength of schedule, I do not want Iowa to lose. Iowa State to lose another one. No way.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to win today, whether it's by a low score or a high score. There's no way we're losing this game today. And, no one needs to panic if it starts out like 7-3 again. But I think the key is next week. We're going to find out what this team is made of.
That's the week.
Will they fix things tonight? And that's what we're going to talk about. What do we need to see tonight to fix things? Not only create a win tonight, but to go into Rutgers and make sure that we don't start up Big Ten 0-1, because if we do, we're probably going to go 0-2 with Indiana the way they racked up points this weekend already. 79 points, I think they scored on their opponent.
Yeah, but you look into that way too much. Look who they played.
I know
they played Indiana State. That doesn't matter. That when it comes to those type of games, that's about who the head coach is. They put up 66 a year ago on Purdue. That's just what their coach likes to do. The way Kirk likes to have a great defense, so he preserves the defense by working the clock when they have a big lead. He doesn't want to just keep scoring because he doesn't want his defense on the field. So I'm
just jealous. I want to go back to Hayden Fry years when Hayden Fry just kept the floodgates open and wouldn't shut them until the last, and that's what I want to see Kirk do.
Right.
Kirk, you know that you're going to beat this team easily tonight, but you could absolutely lay another, 50, 60 points on this team if you really wanted to, but we're probably going to get out of it where he scores 35, 34 points.
Right. We may hit 40. It might be 42-0 or some crap.
Well, I think 42-0 is my game prediction. Let's see.
Is it?
42-0.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the keys to the game. What do we need to see tonight?
We need to see more execution by the receivers. Number one is the receivers. They need to get open. They need to run the correct routes. It was really nice this week to see Kirk Ferentz go after the receivers. Like he admitted, the receivers weren't even running the right stuff. He said something, I can't remember exactly how Kirk put it. Obviously, it wasn't as mean as I'm putting it. But Kirk literally said the receivers are just they're not getting separation, they're not getting open, even though last week's game plan did not call for that. because everything they called was short. It made zero sense with what Iowa State was doing. And the one play call they called to go deep, it was there. But it was pass interference on Iowa State. And they never went back to anything like that. I mean,
and as we talked about, that was a really smart play on that defender because he knows that if he doesn't pass interference, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. And he took his chances with the 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, it was a perfect play call. Everything was great about it, but then we never went back to anything like it. Not even a play similar. Just throw it deep. Just throw it up to somebody. Let Iowa State know you're willing to do that.
Yeah.
Like it just.
Let's get aggressive. Let's get aggressive, man. Let's get aggressive.
I mean, that's the only way you can get a team to back up. Even if you don't complete it, just throw it deep. So, but that was on the coaches. However, what I want to see is better execution from the receivers, and I want to see it from Gronowski as far as looking to go into his second and third read. Like if you go back and watch, he literally just stares to the right all day until he takes off and runs. And there was twice I remember where he had a tight end wide open for a first down to his left, like literally just 10 yards to his left.
Oh, I remember those. I know exactly which plays you're talking about.
Then he had another one that was a receiver. Nobody on Iowa State even covered him. And Gronowski didn't look his way. And the receiver was smart. He stayed right there hoping Gronowski would find him because the defense had no clue he was there. And Gronowski took off and ran with it. That's what I want to see. And no quarterback. And he did it at South Dakota State. So it's not like something that, I haven't done it before. I didn't realize that. No, that's what he did at South Dakota State. All he is, and this is where I'm starting to fall into that theory, apparently without Ken O'Keefe, Iowa doesn't know how to do that. We haven't had a quarterback that's done it since Stanley. And maybe Petras did it in 2020. Wasn't that Ken O'Keefe's last year?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
So if that was Ken O'Keefe's last year, maybe Petras did it. I don't really remember 2020. It was obviously COVID. Nobody had like a full roster that year.
Right. Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. But
I know one person in particular. He doesn't count 2020 in the records.
Oh, really? Yeah. The
games were played. Whether they were in front of a crowd or not, they were still played. They were still won.
Well, right. But I understand when people say that because nobody had a full roster. Like everybody's roster, except Iowa. That year, until the bowl game, Iowa's roster was healthy. If you remember, it wasn't until before the bowl.
And we would have been healthy. And we were healthy enough to go to that bowl game if Missouri wasn't so stupid to send all their football players home for the holidays because they didn't want to play the game anyway. That's why he sent them home. Because, why don't you keep them on campus and get ready for your bowl game otherwise?
I don't know. But anyway,
that's 5 years ago. That's 5 years ago news.
Right. Okay. But to me, that kind of goes with today's game because if you go back and look at Petras couldn't do it. And then all those other quarterbacks, none of the other quarterbacks up till now did it. And now Gronowski's not doing it when he has on tape proof that he knows how to do that. So are they taught just to look at that first read? If it's not there, throw it away? Because if you remember, Petras was famous for just throwing it away because he couldn't run, right? Like if it's not there, he would just throw it away. He would have so many incompletions on just throwaways.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thing Gronowski has proved the last two games, he can tuck it and run if he's in trouble. If he's not already on his back when that happens.
No, he's really good. He hasn't got sacked a lot. He got sacked at the end of the Iowa State game, which is another. I would love to see the offensive line. We're not going to see this today because of who we're playing, but I would love to see the offensive line learn how to pass protect under a minute in the game. That's been you can go back to Penn State with Nate Stanley. I mean, that's been forever since Brian. Since Brian hasn't been in charge of the offensive line. that's happened.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't happen with CJ.
Mhm.
Like, and Brian was in charge of that offensive line with CJ. But
Right.
then when Brian went away, I want to say it was 2017, he became the tight ends coach.
Mhm.
And the offensive line hasn't really been great since then.
No, it hasn't. But it's improved only because I think Kirk is there coaching every day with the offensive line. Those guys have said that it's kind of weird to have your head coach working with you on the offensive line, but they're okay with it.
Well, right. But it still hasn't improved in pass protection when the other team knows you're going to pass.
I know it.
That,
And
that's
so
my point is,
are they overwhelmed? I mean, is knowing
how
that
every
Iowa
year?
can only pass the ball, is the other team like Iowa State just overwhelming everybody, linebackers, everybody coming up and rushing, and just maybe leave one
Well,
DB in the back?
Well, yeah, they're doing that because they don't. Well, Iowa State did what they did, and Penn State did what they did to Nate Stanley. It's because
Yeah,
they didn't have any faith in the receiver getting behind them.
yeah.
So
Is that
Iowa
the game?
State,
Is that the game where we were leading and they got that last fourth down
yeah.
pass in the end zone that was almost
Oh no,
tipped?
no, no. That was. Oh wait, no, no. This game was at Penn State the following year, and I want to say Iowa was ranked in the top 15
Okay.
in that game, and it was a close game. It's the game where Brandon Smith made that one-handed catch in the end zone.
Hmm.
He mossed a Penn State corner, if you remember that.
Oh, I don't remember him mocking, but if you say it,
Uh,
I believe it.
yeah, he mossed. No, he did. He mossed something. It was a game where Iowa was actually making their comeback,
Hmm.
and it was in the last 2 minutes where they just sent the house and sacked Nate
Yeah.
every time.
And it could be one
Um,
of those games too where I wasn't watching because I was working or something
no, yeah.
because I did have a job until 3 years ago.
Well, if you remember right, they did this right. They did the same thing to Petrus at Michigan.
Hmm.
Petrus brought us all the way back, and we could have took the lead. We got the ball. A couple minutes left. Michigan just sent the house every play, and we were screwed. Petrus got sacked 3 straight times. I don't know if you remember that. After leading Iowa all the way back to bring the
Hmm.
game within striking distance. So
Yeah,
it's been a
we do have to
decade of
figure out how
Michigan.
to pass block, but we also knowing that the team is going to come up and do that. What do we need to do? Keep a couple of extra tight ends in and
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I would do. It's you max protect. You can run 3-man routes. If you can't block, it doesn't matter what you call. So you might as well use a tight end and a running back. You can run 3-man routes,
Mhm.
right? There is concept where you can have 3 guys do it, or get the quarterback, and we have that perfect quarterback now, Gronowski, which comes to another key of mine tonight. They could have got Gronowski out of the pocket, and they didn't. I think I showed video on my Facebook page of Gronowski, what play calls they did throw for him, where he rolled right and threw a dart to the receiver, and they caught it to Gill,
Mhm.
gained like 15, 20 yards, and they didn't do that again. So I don't understand the logic around that game. Like, I don't. All the short routes made 0 sense when the defense is all the way up. However, Kirk did call out the receivers and said they were running their routes too short.
Yeah.
So
Now, he was calm when he talked to the media on Wednesday about it. But do you think this week, maybe even after the game, he kind of went after the wide receivers and the wide receiver coach and just kind of let them know that he wasn't too happy, but not
that's really
politely?
that's really not his personality, but
It's not the
I hope
personality
he
you
did.
see in public, but he's got to be a little fiery behind the scenes, don't you think?
I mean, I hope so, but I don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you are on the sideline is who you are, right?
Hmm.
That's why
But
you
you've
have
seen him
some,
get fired up on the sidelines.
and so, and he's always just sitting there chewing his gum.
There's
So
something about he can't chew the gum this year, he said, but I didn't catch
he
why.
just did, didn't he? The last game, wasn't he chewing his gum, or was that like a video from the past? Somebody shared a video of him on the sidelines. It was the Iowa State game, but I don't know what year. I guess maybe it wasn't this year, but somebody shared a picture of him
Uh-huh.
just chewing. Nom, nom, nom. So
I thought he said there were some rule changes, but I didn't catch it. And maybe he can still chew it, and I just misunderstood. Calvin,
rule
if you're
change-
watching, give us the 411. So,
rule
all right.
change of gum chewing.
Okay. So what we need to see is better pass protection, especially at the end of the game.
When they rush more than
we need to
3,
see
yeah.
Gronowski check all of his reads, and we need the wide receivers to catch the ball.
Yes.
Because when they do run the right routes, they're dropping the balls. But and Gronowski had gotten frustrated last week when he goes to throw a ball and those guys aren't there, so he's standing there all day long. And I thought, this is ridiculous. This guy's got forever to throw a ball, and you tell me he can't find one wide person open? He can't find one person open? One person couldn't break free?
But a lot of that was, like I said, because all the routes were so short, and all the defense was short. So, I mean, the play calling had a huge part of it not being able to find a receiver.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I don't get.
We had on that last drive before he got sacked, we had a running back pick up 4 to 6 yards. I can't remember. Okay.
The drive before the last drive.
No, it was during the last drive. The very first ball, we had a running back run it. Then he got sacked back to back. Then he tried to get a receiver downfield, but the receiver was out of bounds anyway.
Yeah, no, that wasn't a run play. That was a pass play. He hit the tight end, I believe, like for a 4-yard gain. But then the next 2 downs, Iowa State sent the house and we had nothing.
Yeah. So we don't know what plays were called because, like you said, they came in there awful quick before he could get set and look at anything. But it makes you wonder if they were looking deep or if they were looking short on that, because he was definitely going deep at the end of the game. I mean, and he only needed 6 yards to continue the game. Find somebody with 6 yards out. He takes the ball. He steps out of bounds. You got some more time to work with.
But even in that moment, they didn't even get him outside the pocket. They just let him stand in the pocket and get killed.
Did he even have a chance? I mean, if I remember right, that came so quick. Did he even have a chance to get out of the pocket? Huh?
Second and third down, they sent everybody. Then
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he even had a chance to react.
No, he didn't.
And
then on 4th down, they only rushed 3, and he had all day. And then he rolled to his left and then threw it, and the receiver was out of bounds anyway, which none of this makes sense.
No.
For a D1 receiving crew, none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gronowski behind the scenes is talking to his friends at South Dakota State about what he's experiencing in Iowa, because it's not that he's not capable of doing it at this level. Every quarterback can turn and look to his left if his first read's not there, but he doesn't do it, and he did it at South Dakota State. None of it makes any sense. It's not about the quality of talent, because when he was at South Dakota State, he put up almost 400 yards of offense against a worse Albany team that he played this year in game 1. So I mean, so my big take tonight is I want to see the O-line pass protect against more than 4. Right? I want to see him being able to pick up blitzes and stuff. They're going to be able to run block. That's what I was going to say to you. It's not really as much Kirk helping the offensive line as the scheme is different. The gap scheme in our running game fits who we are now. Because if you remember back with the zone blocking scheme, they would get like tight ends, athletes to play offensive line. Yeah. Now we have big hog mollies. So we can't reach those. We can't reach the zone blocks very well. We're just not as good.
Yeah. So we're supposed to have this Shanahan Green Bay offense. I watched Green Bay the other night, and it didn't look like anything. We didn't look like we done anything similar to what they were doing, and they were quite successful with it the other night.
No, we're not. I know Lester loves to say that, but we're not. I don't know. Maybe the running game is, but his passing game sure isn't. It's not even close to some of the same things.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but Love, who quarterbacks Green Bay, when he's looking right and it's not there, he knows how to look to the left to see if this receiver's open. So, I mean, there's just a lot of different things. But I would like to see more blitzing from the defense. I think that would be fun. We haven't necessarily. We saw a little bit last week, and we didn't see it much against Albany, but it's because obviously we're just going to destroy him, right? So he doesn't want to show his hand, but I think it'd be fun to see more blitzing. I'm looking forward to see a lot of the backups on defense.
Well, I think the big thing is as you agree, we don't need to come out vanilla, ice cream vanilla, as that meme that was going around about him. We need to come out and just show what we can do. Let these guys experience it. Let these guys practice what we need to do because, Rutgers is a key game next week. I never thought I would say that, but it's key. Because if we don't win that game, as far as I'm concerned, our buddies Vandy and Andrew are going to be right on us.
No, that's why I said. I mean, I already said that, yeah. But it's only key because we lost Iowa State, right? I still don't think Rutgers can beat Iowa. I don't think they're going to score a lot. That quarterback that for Rutgers struggles against Iowa's zone. He's never beat Iowa as a quarterback. And he wasn't the quarterback for Rutgers when he lost to Iowa. He was the quarterback for Minnesota. So, but still, it all remains the same. For me, I think they're going to beat Rutgers next Friday. The key game for me is the following week against Indiana.
Right. If we beat Rutgers, then the key game goes back to Indiana. I was actually pointing toward Indiana and not Iowa State as being our key game. But, now that I've seen what I've seen.
Well, I mean, I still don't.
I think we've got to come out and we got to go 1-0 in Big Ten before Indiana comes to town.
Yeah, I just don't see Rutgers. I mean, I don't even. That's a game. It is what I was going to win that game going away. It's not even going to be close. So, for me, I'm already as a fan because I can. Obviously, the players can't, right? Players can't look past UMass. But as a fan, I'm looking forward to the Indiana game. Sorry, the Tennessee game got my attention for a second.
Yeah. I think it's 38-38 in the Tennessee game, and Iowa State's about to win their game.
Yeah.
Okay. I think on that note, we should leave. The BTN has come on with our Iowa game, and they're interviewing Kirk live right now.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, go Hawks. Give me a score. Final score.
I mean, 35. I'll go under you, 35-0. 35-3.
Okay.
I'll give them 3. 35-3.
Okay. All righty. Hi,
Todd.
Todd. You're joining late, buddy. Thank you for joining, though. Bye.
Bye.